Hello and welcome to Branded, your weekly show where founders, freelancers, and other ambitious people trying to just make shit happen come together, share our trauma, and connect, and hopefully learn a thing or two about building a business and a personal brand that actually makes us business. Welcome. If this is your first time here, I am absolutely excited that you've decided to spend the next hour of your lunch break if you're in Europe, or potentially even your morning if you're from anywhere else in the world, or your evening. We had someone join us last week from Australia, my motherland. If you are from Australia, give me a shout as well. Love to hear from you. If it's your first time here, do what everyone else does, and you can probably see it in the comments, which is to introduce yourself. We are not just here, people, for the vibes and the energy. We are not just here for the education and the trauma dumping. We are here to connect with other freelancers, founders, burnt out motherfucking 9 to 5ers who want to start a business because who wants to work for another grown adult, right? If that is you, you have come to the right place. These are your people. We want to meet you. Introduce yourself into the comments. I want to know your name. I want to know what you do. I want to know your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your TikTok, your email if you're looking for leads, whatever it is. Paste it into the comments right now so that people will go and connect with you. And please do not be a stranger. Do not be a stranger. Don't just post your introduction and then ghost. If you want people to come and connect with you, you got to pay that love back, baby. And don't be lazy and just paste your social handles in there and expect everyone to go, oh, that person looks interesting. Give us a reason why, guys. This is your introduction. This is your elevator pitch. Nigel Burton, fantastic introduction. I'm Nigel, the nose guy. Nose guy, Nigel, please explain. Tell us what you do, give us a reason to follow you, and pay that back, guys, because this is the most amazing community to learn, but it's also an amazing community to grow. We have got a fantastic show today. If this is your first time, you're in for a wild ride. If it's not your first time, maybe it's your 5th, your 7th, your 8th, maybe you've been coming every single week since January. You know the deal. Our setup is very simple. We are going to be going through my topic of the week, which is this week all about comparison paralysis. Anyone else feeling like they're comparing themselves to other people who are far more successful and interesting than them? I have got the pep talk that you didn't ask for. And then we have two beautiful people who have come on voluntarily. I promise we haven't bribed them to talk through things that they are suffering with their business, with their brand, with their sales and their marketing. And together we are going to unfuck their business and their personal brand. And hopefully you can unfuck your business and your brand too by learning through osmosis. So back to what I said a minute ago. Analysis, over-analysis, paralysis, comparison paralysis. There we go. That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but every time we were talking in the office the other week, and by office I mean 5-star hotels in London, because we no longer have an office because we decided we'd rather spend our money on expensive coffee and expensive places, potentially to meet fun people, but also to work from beautiful places. If you're in that vibe too, welcome. We can be friends. We were talking in our office last week about the idea that we're meant to be listening and learning every single day. And so when we go to podcasts, when we go on social, when we come to things like this, and we hear other people talking about their success, posting about it on social media, giving you all of this advice, it can feel like you're just not doing enough. It can feel like you are not saying enough, not earning enough, not selling enough, not being enough, not posting enough. And so we then get in ourselves into this like spiral of comparison paralysis, where we're looking at what other people are doing and applying like, you know, what we've been doing to their playbook and going, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough. I am not enough. And when you get into that stage, even if it's on content, which feels like a very minutia detail in the grand scheme of things, but can feel very real when you're kind of in the midst of building a brand, or even if it's as big as someone's made a certain amount of money, maybe they're a direct competitor and they're posting about it on social media, or they've hit a certain head count, or maybe they have an office and you don't, right? Maybe you're in that 5-star hotel era like we are. We can feel like we're not doing enough, and that can absolutely paralyze the growth and the momentum that we have built to date. What I want to tell you is, as someone who has been relatively lucky throughout their business career, certainly over the last 5 years, you are not alone in that comparison. even the people who you think are the most successful people in the world. I'm friends with one of the most famous entrepreneurs at the moment. I'm sure you follow them on social media. If I told you who it was, you'd be like, yes, I love that person. Even they struggle with comparison. Even they will compare themselves against Stephen Bartlett or Gary Vee or people who've got really, really big personal brands and be like, I'm not doing enough. People don't like what I'm saying, etc., etc., etc. So you feeling like the heroes that you're worshiping in the founder space or in the social media space are not feeling like you are feeling, first of all, is incorrect. So they feel just the same as you. It's at a different scale. The second thing is your lane is different to everyone else's. So if you're posting content or you're building a business or maybe you're building a brand, maybe you're thinking about starting a business and you are at this level that you are currently at, you are in a different space to someone else. You don't know their setup. You don't know their goals. You don't know if they've had funding, if they've not had funding, maybe you don't. I bootstrapped my business myself. I've never had funding from anyone else. I've 100% done it myself. And that puts me in a different lane to someone who's had 15 million pounds in funding to get their agency off the ground, right? You are in a different lane. You're in a different space with different circumstances. So comparing yourself to someone else when you don't know their reality is like comparing an apple to a pineapple, right? They might both have apple in it, but they're in completely different fruits and they're grown in completely different places. The third thing is stop focusing on what other people are doing. Save that audio as your ringtone. Stop comparing yourself to what other people are doing. They are not your target audience. Your competitor is not your target audience. Your competitor is not your customer. They're trying to take your customers, which they have every right to do because we live in a capitalist society and we're all trying to make money. But if you're focusing exclusively on what your customers, your competitors are doing, you will never be able to focus on the only person that actually matters, which is the person you're trying to appeal to. And I guarantee you it's not your competitor. So focus on them, create content for them, build a brand for them, even down to the narrative and the positioning, the communication of your business and what you do needs to be for them. So stop looking at what everyone else is doing and focus on what you are doing and who you're trying to do it for, because your competitors aren't going to pay your bills. Your friends judging you are not going to pay your bills. Random strangers on the internet who have absolutely no business in purchasing anything from you are not going to pay your bills. Your customers will. And so all of your creation, whether it's content, narrative, positioning, brand strat, marketing strat, has to come back to them. And if you have nothing to sell, give me a thumbs up. I want to see my peoples right now. If you're just selling yourself, which is perfectly okay. Self-promotion is not a dirty word. If that is you and you have no service or product to sell yet, you are in the best position because you can talk to who you were 2 or 3 years ago. And that is one of the best places to start if you're just starting to build your brand, you're just starting to build your personal brand, and that is you as well, and you haven't bought my How to Build Your Personal Brand course. Where the fuck have you been for the last week? We launched the course last week. Give me a high five, love heart, whatever reaction you feel if you've bought the course and you're absolutely fucking loving it. I want to see all the love and the support right now. If you haven't bought that course, go and buy it because it's going to change your, oh guys, love that. It's going to change your fucking life. But if that is you, if you're someone who's not selling anything, you're just selling yourself, you are in the best position because your only customer, the only person that you're trying to attract is you 2 or 3 years ago or where you want to be in 2 or 3 years' time. And the reason why I say it like that is because if you want to build yourself as a thought leader and have a strong personal brand in a specific space, you might want to share knowledge and thought leadership in a way that's going to help people just like you 6 years ago. And that's where I'm at right now, right? All of the content that I'm creating right now is all about giving back to that girl I was 6 years ago because she needed help and she did not have, guys, £5,000 to pay a mentor or a cohort to help her do it. She had a mortgage due and 2 children to feed and approximately £1,400 in her bank account and no mummy and daddy to call for funding, right? That's who I'm creating content for now. But if you're someone who's looking for a job, you can't create content for them because they're not going to hire you, but you in a few years' time might. So create content for them. What would they need to know? What would they need to see? What would they relate to? If you're selling yourself, create content for yourself in your future or in your past, because that is how you're going to build a strong personal brand that's going to open up the most amazing opportunities when you start treating your personal brand like a customer. So short run through. I know, so I told you it was the pep talk you didn't ask for, right? And I think we can confirm I was correct. Stop comparing yourself to other people. They don't have the same customer base as you. If you are not selling anything but yourself, then focus on selling to yourself, both in the future and in the past. And if you can stick to those two rules of thumb when it comes to building your company brand, your personal brand, or even your business strategy, your marketing strategy, because in my opinion, marketing is strategy. Without marketing, you don't have a business. You will never go wrong. Where you go wrong is where you start comparing yourself to other people in different lanes with different resources, with different budgets, and with different teams. That's when you lose momentum, because you start comparing yourself to someone else who has a hell of a lot more things going for them. Maybe they've been doing it longer, etc. And honestly, it's just going to kill your own momentum. So focus on yourself. Hope that was invigorating, maybe a little bit enlightening, maybe the pep talk you didn't ask for. We have an amazing show queued up for you today. We have two beautiful women, Penelope and Rosanna, who are both building businesses and are both at similar stages but have very different stories of their businesses. And if you have any questions for them or for me, please pop it in the Q&A. We can see Hannah Morris has already popped her few. Oh, sorry, Kylie Knight, excuse me, has already popped her little Q&A in there. If you have any questions, please pop it in the Q&A chat, and we were trying to get as many of them as humanly possible. And if we don't get to your question, come and join us in the Discord channel for those gorgeous, beautiful human beings here who are part of our Discord community. You can gain access by downloading the course. It's the course is obviously paid, but the community is free. We are doing a 30-minute video Q&A in the Discord channel immediately after this. So block it into your diary, cancel your calls, tell everyone you are in DND, and come and connect, and you can get all of your beautiful questions answered, maybe even the ones that you don't want to ask in a public forum like this. So first up, we have the most beautiful guest, Rosanna Parker. Rosanna is a solicitor. She is currently in the process of building her personal brand to generate leads, but also to stand out from the crowd. Welcome, Rosanna, to Branded. Very, very excited to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. You've been coming, you just told me before we jumped on here, you've been coming to these lives for ages.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love them.
I know you were just on the
And
other
I've
side of the
downloaded,
fence.
yeah, and I've downloaded all of your content as well. So it's really cool.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you're part of the Discord channel as well. So all of the
Yeah.
community who are part of the Discord channel, give Rosanna some love. She is
Hi.
one of us. She is part of the community, and she's now here doing the Branded live show. And if any of you guys who are part of the community want to do the show, come. We want to have you. We want to support you. We want to give you a forum to meet 200 other people who you just would not have access to. So Rosanna, tell us, what do you do and why are you here?
Okay, so I am a commercial property solicitor, but a bit different. I don't work for a law firm anymore. So I was employed for like 15 years and I've been qualified for 9 years. But in July, I decided to take the jump and go self-employed. So solicitors can do that now really easily.
So excited.
So really cool, but really scary because I thought, why not? I might as well try it. I was seeing all these people working for themselves, obviously not in law, but in other areas. And I thought, I can do that too. So I did that. That started in July. So I'm at the very beginning of, setting up my whole business, but it's going well. But I just feel that I need help in improving my LinkedIn, and because I'm essentially responsible for my own marketing now. I'm
Yeah.
affiliated with a law firm who deal with my insurance and everything, but I want to brand myself as the go-to commercial property solicitor, because I feel like I do stand apart from other solicitors I deal with, and that I'm so proactive, I'm efficient, but I'm also not a boring solicitor. Like some people might. But also I really like to connect with my clients and build really strong relationships. So it's not just about, okay, I've done your lease, or okay, I've bought this property for you. I really like to understand their business and see what other areas I can help, whether that's referring them to other colleagues, that kind of thing. But I also just want to put out in the universe that I'm a nice person, and it's not just all about the dull law, but also I am an expert in that as well.
I love
So
that. We're a
there's a lot.
multifaceted queen. It's like
Yeah.
as someone said, Eunice has said, you are exactly who you think you are, Rosanna. So
Oh,
co-sign
thanks.
that 100%. So we actually said right at the beginning of meeting each other, like 10 minutes before we went live, I said to you, fan-fucking-tastic that you're in law, because that is a dull as shit industry, which means that you can stand out so much more simply than if you're in like marketing or something. Because when you work in
Agree.
marketing, everyone is marketing themselves, right? It's a little bit harder to stand out. But when you're in something like finance or law or accounting or anything like that, you automatically stand out because you're doing something different to what everyone else is doing. So you're in the right lane. You're on the right track. So we were speaking about earlier your three kind of issues that you said to me that you wanted to kind of work through today, and I'd love to see if this is anyone else relates to this. Is number one, you want to know what kind of content to post because you're in a governed industry, which means you can't really give advice necessarily, but you want to be able to kind of position yourself as an expert. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing is you want to stand out, right? But obviously you're
Yeah,
self-employed, you need to attract leads and all that kind of
so
stuff.
true.
And the third thing is like, how can you talk about your wins without sounding like a braggy
Yeah, that's what I really
LinkedIn
struggle with.
person?
Yeah. It's also, you mentioned, oh, don't care about what your friends are saying. I also struggle with that. My friends make comments about, oh, what have you posted on LinkedIn today? That kind of thing. They're probably not saying it in a mean way, but it comes across to me as like, oh, it's a dig. But
So I'm going to
getting
tell you a
past that.
story, and it's going to, well, you might have heard it before. When I first started posting on LinkedIn, I was getting no likes. Do you know what's really interesting? I'm actually working, I'm coaching a female founder at the minute, and she's amazing. Like she's built the most incredible business. It's called I actually don't want to say, I don't know if she wants me to say. I'm not going to say that. We're not going to out her on the live like that, but she's built an amazing business, and I nearly said it because I'm such an advocate for promoting other people's businesses. I'm like, oh, you need to speak to this, but I'm like, shit, she maybe doesn't want me to say that. But she's building an amazing business, and she messaged me the other night, and she was just like I don't know what I'm doing. Like my followers are not growing. I'm only getting like 23 reactions, 40 reactions, whatever. And I looked through her content, and I was like, your content's doing amazing. Like people love you. Like you're getting like 7 comments on some of your posts. Bear in mind you've just started this journey, right? We've only been working together for like 6 weeks. And she's writing all of her own content. She's posting all of her own content. Um, and I said, like, what's the real thing here? Like, are you just worried that people are judging you because you're not getting the response? And she was
Mhm.
like, yeah. I feel like people are going to laugh at me because I only got like 7 likes or only got 7 reactions, whatever. So to your point, the story that I told her and the story that I tell you, Rosanna, is when I first started posting content, I was getting 1 like and it was from me. I'd read somewhere that if you liked and engaged with your own post, it would go viral, right? Newsflash doesn't. There is no hack that will save a shit post. But what I learned through that process is first of all, resilience, because if you've got no audience, you should have no shame in posting, right? There's no one to laugh at you, so whatever. And if there are people laughing at you, which I had a group of friends screenshot my content and initially started sending it to me, being like, oh, this is a bit weird. But actually, then the kind of became a bit meaner, which is they created a WhatsApp group and then shared the screenshots in that WhatsApp group that I wasn't part of. And the only reason I found out about this was because one of my friends who was in that group, no longer a friend, felt guilty that actually had gone that far and was
Mm.
like I just want to let you know this is happening. Um, and they thought it was all funny. They thought it was all embarrassing. They were trying to dig me out, Rosanna. But you know what's not funny or embarrassing now is that I get to do this with you,
Yeah.
that I get to go on holidays with the money that I've made from posting that embarrassing content. I get to start a whole new business. I went into the presenting gig last week with NatWest and got paid like literally like my annual salary to do it from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Mm.
That's not embarrassing to me. And what I
Yeah.
will say to you is like those friends that are maybe giving you a little dig, it might be that they fall into the camp of like, I don't understand what you're doing, Rosanna. So therefore, I'm going to kind of like not really support you. And it's not
Mm.
because they don't love you. It's not because they're haters. It's because they just don't get it, right? They might be
Yeah.
in that camp. They might also be in the other camp, which is like what you're doing puts a mirror up to what they're unable to do, which is to stand in their confidence, stand in their light, stand in their knowledge and be like, I want to put this out into the world because I know that if I do, I'm going to get loads of opportunity. When you do that and you have friends who don't support you and who are willing to be mean about you, not just to your face, but behind your back, which in my opinion is the worst thing. Be mean to my face. I can deal with that all day long, but behind my back is just cowardly. If you're doing it behind my back, that's because I'm putting a mirror up to what you are unwilling or unskilled enough to do. So you keep doing you, fuck your
I
friends
love that.
respectfully, and just keep going.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back then to you standing out and you're self-employed, you're trying to get leads. Um, you live in a very dry industry. Hope you don't mind me saying. But the
No, it
beauty of your
is.
dry industry is that it's a people-based business. So you putting yourself out there is exactly the right strategy. If you work in finance, accounting, law, legal, solicitors, anything that's based on people relationships, you need to be building a personal brand, especially if you're a founder, because it's the quickest way to get those clients in. So what I would do is first and foremost, go and have a look at the Legal Queen. I'm sure you've come across her before. She is amazing. She's on TikTok, she's on Instagram. I don't think she practices law anymore. She's literally just a creator. But she launched, I think, her TikTok maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I've been following her journey throughout that time with like absolute awe because she is impeccable at what she does. And she has a very simple strategy. And this is something that I think you can apply to LinkedIn, and probably also apply to, if you do this strategy, you can apply it to all channels and just post the same stuff, but just on different days. She literally has her son say, "Hey, mum, what would you do if this happened?" And then she answers the question. So for you, you mentioned earlier that you want to know what content to post to build you as an authority and not be a dry solicitor. I think that would be one of the most amazing things to borrow that format. Is there someone that can go, okay, hey Rosanna, I'm buying my first property. What are the searches that I need to get done? Hey Rosanna, I'm buying my first property. How much is it going to cost me? Hey Rosanna, hey Rosanna, hey Rosanna. And that repeatable format will do kind of one of two things. Number one, you are answering the very questions that your ideal customer is asking. So you're automatically positioning yourself as an authority. Number two, one of three things. Number two, you're talking about topics that you're an expert in. So you can answer them in the non-dry, friendly, dynamic, gorgeous, beautiful queen self that you are and win people over with that. And the third thing is you will stand the fuck out, because the reason I reference the legal queen is she's one of the only people in law, certainly in the UK, that I have ever come across who is willing to do this, who is willing to put their face in a phone and just put it out there. And when you create video first content, which is our strategy, you can then repurpose that everywhere. So you could transcribe that video and turn it into a caption on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or you could just post those videos everywhere, which is be my suggestion because it's the quickest win. Like, why would you bother spending time transcribing a video when you could just post the video, right? So I would make a plan. I would write down the list of maybe like the 30 most frequently asked questions. You'll know this stuff off the top of your head, certainly to
Yeah.
start with. 30 most frequently asked questions. Rope one of your supportive friends in. Um,
I
get
think my husband.
Get your husband involved. We love an
Oh.
Instagram husband, big fan. Get him involved and get him to film you and get him to ask
Mm,
you the hook, hey Rosanna, question.
yeah.
And that is your format. You test that for 30 posts. I guarantee about 3 or 4 of them will go really, really well. And then you learn what is about those 3 or 4 that did really well, and then you repeat it. So an example of this is I did a video 2 weeks ago where I was in my car. I had eye patches on my eyes, and I said, "Where are all the female, like the normal female founders?" That video's gone viral, right? I met someone at dinner last night who was like, "You're the girl from the video." I was like, "Oh my God, yeah." And so we've taken that format, which was in a car, and we've applied it to new content. We're then going to see whether that has the same reaction. If that
Mm,
has a different reaction, we're then going to do it back again with the eye patches. So what I'm trying to say to you is if you're someone who's creating video content or even, text content, look at all the variables of a post that did really well. So if you've created a video, let's say in that batch of 30 that goes bananas, what is it about that video that you could potentially recreate? Is it the setting? Is it the lighting? Is it the hook? Is it looks? People are actually leaving you questions right now, by the way. So you should go back through the
oh,
comments.
thanks, guys.
Laura's gone, hey Rosanna, how can I be prepared? Well, how can I prepare all of the paperwork and files I need to line up for purchasing a property? There you go, first question. But look at all the variables of the things that you could test. And once that video's gone up, you then test each variable in isolation. So don't try and recreate exactly that same video. Look at all the variables. Harry is saying, I am a lead. So you need to go back to Harry Bigwood. This is why I love
Thanks,
this
Harry.
community, guys.
Love
You know
that.
what I would love? I would love to create, and I would love a hands up, like a love from everyone, if you agree. I would love to create an ecosystem where everyone in the ecosystem is building a business, is ambitious, is creative, maybe has side hustles as a founder, whatever, and we can all do business together. Like we never have to
Mhm.
go outside of that ecosystem because we can literally drop into the Discord channel and be like, "Hey, I need a graphic designer," and someone could be like, "Oh, you need to speak to Steph," or I'm trying to build a business. I need a commercial lawyer," and we're like, "Oh, you need to speak to Alice." Like
Yeah,
that's the
I
ecosystem
love that idea.
build because it's so hard for small business owners to get new business because we're all experts at what we do, but we don't necessarily know how to market it. And if you're in an ecosystem where everyone's in that same situation, not only are you surrounded by people who are in exactly the same position as you, but we could all work together. We can all become each other's clients. And isn't it cool to keep that in like a little bubble? Like I don't mean to, I'm not party politics are not my thing, but fuck the budget. The budget has come to fuck us all as business
Uh-huh.
owners in
Agreed.
the UK. So if we
Nobody
can
wants
all help
this.
each other win, then I think that's an amazing thing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
sidetracked. So I love that everyone said yes, love that.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So I'd love to create something like that. But coming back to what I was saying is look in
Mhm.
isolation of all the things that you can change. So for me, it was like, right, car settings. So let me refilm the next content in the car. The next thing that we're going to test is like, was it like a visual hook that made everyone watch that video? So we're going to test like eye patches or like a cup. So I'm going to film content with a cup. I'm going to have loads of different cups to see whether that was a visual thing. The next thing after that was it because I was wearing no makeup? So the next batch of content I'm going to do, I'm going to have no makeup. The next thing after that is like, was it the hook? So I asked a
Mhm.
question in that hook. I said, where are all the normal female founders? So we'll test the
Mhm.
question hook. And then the last one is like the clap. I got your attention because I did this. So maybe I repeat that. So when you can find your repeatable format, you can then nail it. And that's how you go viral, right? That's how you
Yeah.
go insane. And not that virality is the goal, cash is the goal, get your money, honey.
Mhm.
But getting the attention is a fast track ticket to that cash, right? My one of the biggest like reasons that the course sold like basically a month's worth of revenue when we launched it in 24 hours was because we'd been creating content that had gone viral like the weeks prior. So virality, not the goal, certainly good though, because it gives you all of that
Mhm.
attention.
Sure.
So yeah, that's what I would do. Last,
Okay.
actually, sorry
Gosh.
before I let you go, we're all over the place today. We're very caffeinated, guys. Can you tell? I woke up at 6 o'clock after getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, nearly 1 o'clock in the morning last night after I went to a networking event for a Pilates class. So the fact that I'm this excited says a
Um,
lot
I
about
mean, you
my
look great for that.
video. I appreciate you. I also did a home chemical peel about 3 days ago, and all my skin's peeling off. So I'm very grateful for the filter on the camera.
Oh, can you send the link to that as well?
I will. It's the ordinary. If you'd like to sponsor me, like
Nice.
I'm here. It's the black carrot peel. The last thing you said is the social proof.
Mm.
Social proof. Like we do this thing. So there's two buckets here. Americans are better at doing this. Aussies are better at doing this. I'm Australian. Some of my very good friends are American. I feel like we can bucket everyone together. Brits and women are shit at doing
Mhm.
this, which is asking you to buy.
Yeah.
If you're not getting leads, and I had this conversation with someone last night, if you're not getting leads, it's probably because you're not reminding people what you sell. So you need to talk about your business. Penelope, who's our gorgeous next guest, has said, I hate asking people to buy. Same, babe, but it's just how it goes. I literally have done these lives every single week since January, and the amount of abuse I get from Leah after every single live, and she's like, "You need to tell people we have a course," and I'm like, "I know, I just want to help the people." Right? Like, but
Great.
we're running a business. We're running a business,
Yeah.
right? That is the reality. In the UK, we are not confident enough, and certainly
Mhm.
women, right? We are not confident enough to go, "Hey, I'm really good at that thing. Can you come and buy it from me, please?" And showing people the evidence of that. If you are online right now and you're trying to sell something, put your hands up because this is advice for you. Once a week, you are going to post about something you've done in your business which is pertaining to a result. So I helped this client get this. In your case, Rosanna, I just helped this 23-year-old buy their first home cash.
Mm.
Wow, what an amazing thing. I just helped this 22-year-old buy their first home. I just felt this 45-year-old couple who've just moved out of London buy their first home with their first kid. That is your social proof. Once a week, you do that. And you don't position it from a perspective of like, look how amazing I am, which is like what most people do on the internet. They say bullshit stuff like it's fact, and we all just go, uh huh. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, you must be all really awesome at what you do. And going back to what I was saying earlier, most of the people you're comparing yourself against, they don't even own that jet. They don't even own that Ferrari. They just rented it for that photo shoot. So they don't even
Mm.
know what the fuck they're doing, right? So you're not bragging because you have receipts. And that is why you need to tell people what you're doing. Because people who are attracted into your audience because you've created all of this amazing content that actually is teaching them something, they want that thing from you. There's a reason why all of you guys are here. You probably want to learn how to build a brand, you want to learn how to build a business, and that is why you got the course, Rosanna. That's why you've
Yeah.
come and joined the Discord community, because I'm solving a specific problem for you. If I had not posted about the results that I've got from other people, it is very unlikely that you would have bought that course. Very unlikely that you would have bought anything from me. But because I've shown you, not just told you that I'm good at it, you've then hit that purchase button. So don't be
Mm.
afraid to tell people what you do.
Okay. I'm going to do one today
Yes,
because
yes.
I just completed on a property purchase for a pension scheme, which is I specialize in that. So that's a great idea.
Love that.
Thanks.
Kings and queens, go and follow
Love that.
Rosanna. Find
Thanks.
that, like, wait on tender hooks for her to see that post and go and support it. All our love to you,
Thank you so
and good luck with
much.
the
You're
business. It's
great.
only a few months
Thank
old.
you.
Very, very exciting. And props to you for just going out and going
Yeah.
out on your own. Like, I'm such a big believer. Like, I think a lot of people don't do this on their own because they feel like, what if it goes wrong? And I'm like, yeah, but what if it goes right?
Yeah. That was
Like,
exactly my thought process.
the worst thing that's going to happen is you just end up in a job again. So
Yeah.
go for it, start your business, be like Miss
Thank you.
Parker, and you need to post content, my love. Like,
Will do.
get those videos out, rope in the
Gosh.
hubby, get him to film you. And if anyone wants my list of equipment that I use, comment equipment, we're going to write something up in an email. We're going to send it to everyone. And I'm just going to give you a bit of a breakdown of all the equipment that I use to create high quality video content at home.
Yeah.
And it costs less than 120 quid. And if you're creating videos, it's going to help you so much because it means that everything is crisp and pretty. And look, let's be honest, we want to post videos more when we look nice in them. So if that is you, comment equipment and we will get you that email with the list of all of the things that I use. We have a lovely guest coming up in just a second, but as always, if you have a question, pop it in the Q&A. I can see there's only 5 questions in there right now. We're a little light, guys, little light on the Q&A. Also, if you have a burning thing or like even like, Rosanna came up a second ago and was talking about her business. If maybe that's you and you think, gosh, like that's made me think about something in my business that I would really like to know, come into the Discord channel after this call. We are going to be there for 30 minutes immediately after this call, answering your burning questions. It might be about your brand. It might be about what I've just said about like isolating the viral elements of a post. It might be about what is the kind of social proof that you should be sharing to actually drive leads. More importantly, what is the call to action you're using? Are you saying buy here and then an email address? I will reveal all in the Q&A. So come and join us in the Discord channel. If you've bought the course, you should be able to access it on your dashboard. There is a link. If you haven't bought the course yet, you need to buy it now because it takes 15 minutes for that code to become accessible. So get that course ordered. Next up, we have Penelope Silva, another lovely, lovely guest. I'm so excited to have you, Penelope. Looking so festive. I love the jumper. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm a bit nervous and very excited to be here at the same time.
Do not feel nervous. You are amongst friends. Everyone give Penelope some love. We want some love in the reactions. You are in a safe space. Like everyone here, everyone's giving you so much love. They're saying, hi, Penelope, you look fab, like festive sparkle. So much, so many vibes, so much welcome for you, Penelope. Welcome to Branded. Very excited to have you. So when we first started talking, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes before the live, I don't know why I just do that. That must be very annoying for people to click my pen. When we first started talking just before we went live, you were saying that you kind of submitted a post and was like, I want my post audited. And then you're like, well, actually, I'm struggling with my profile. And then we kind of dug into a little bit of your journey and like where you're at and where you're going. So if you're comfortable to, I would love everyone to tell you like why you're here.
So I started teaching AI 3 years ago, and I teach the foundational bit. So mainly ChatGPT because it's the one that everybody's heard of. So the first module is how to set up your ChatGPT dashboard to turn it into a business system.
Mm.
And make it talk like you. And then the second one is how to prompt properly. And then the third one is how to build your own custom GPT. So I've been doing that pretty much for 3 years, depending on what was released in ChatGPT. And the first person that I ever taught was a tech company in Manchester, which I couldn't get my head around at all because I was like, I'm not an expert. I just like, this is a hobby. But they said that they were so ingrained in their business that they were doing the day-to-day stuff and they hadn't had the time to look at AI. So I went in, did a presentation, and then they hired me to go and sit for a day with each different department to teach them how to implement it. So I don't sell software, it's just the education bit. And then that person asked me to go into business with them. So the idea was I'd go into companies, do the training, and then if they needed software afterwards, that would be a natural progression. And I just resigned from that company last month. So the whole of my LinkedIn has been promoting that company, and now I feel like I don't know where I'm at. So even though I'm not new to the business, because it was my business to start with, before I was training for with that company, I was training for Ministry of Defence service leavers, growth hubs all around the country, and now I'm kind of, I know you hate the word pivoting.
Sorry. Anyone who came last week, I'm traumatized by the word pivoting. It's a
Individual
post-COVID PTSD. It's not my fault.
so entrepreneurs and small to medium businesses, and I've changed my bio and I don't love it anymore. I think
Okay,
I'm
so before we get into your bio, because I feel like there's a lot to unpick here, and like the bio to me is just like the outward facing like positioning of where we need to be. Um, would it be fair to say that you've maybe lost your mojo a little bit because you've spent all of this time building and promoting this other business, and now it's like, fuck, what do I do?
Yeah, it's like I feel like I've wasted all that time. It's gone. All that literally blood, sweat, and tears is just gone. It's been for nothing. So
Why do you think you feel like that? Is it because you feel like let down maybe by the situation, or what's making you feel like that?
So the reason why I went into partnership with him was because, as I said before in the chat, I hate sales, and he is amazing at sales. So he brought the business in, I delivered the training. It should have on paper worked out really well, and it just didn't.
Mm.
So,
It's like a
so
marriage, a business partnership.
yeah, so now I'm back to this. Oh my God, I've got to sell for myself again, and which is just feels icky.
Okay. Well, you're not alone. Most people feel like that, so don't worry, Penelope. And lastly, before we kind of dig into like strat, etc., who is your ideal customer? You said they're kind of small to medium-sized organizations. Do you have like a specific like, you mentioned tech companies. Is there a specific type of company or person or founder or whatever that you enjoy working with?
So, an actual real life story that happened to me last week. A company contacted me, they found me through LinkedIn, and the CEO of the company um, decided that they needed to implement AI. He's never used it, doesn't even use ChatGPT. So, passed it to the MD, who passed it to the finance director, who passed it to the sales director, who passed it to the marketing director because he uses ChatGPT. And he then contacted me and he's like, I literally don't know what to do with this. Like, I don't even use ChatGPT properly. So he said, can you come in and train us from the top down so that we're all on the same page? They need an AI policy writing because they haven't got one. And then it's more about auditing their business to see where they could implement AI or any potential software. So the other thing that I'm really, really passionate about is over the past 3 years, I've seen a lot of companies being sold AI software that's not AI software. It's just being marketed like that. And also companies spending fortunes. And when I mean fortunes, there's one company in particular that spends £250,000 a year on licenses, and it doesn't do what they want it to do because the person that bought it didn't know what they were buying.
Mm.
So that my ideal client would be people who actually all want to get on the same page, and just it's the real foundational bit to get that bit right first, so that then it opens almost like up their vision to see where the path could lead them. Yeah, that's where.
So before we get into your profile, then I think, well, in fact, I'll share my screen because I think that's going to be the easiest way for me to kind of say what I'm going to say. Let's see, screens. Oh God, I do this all the time. I'm logged into a different Chrome, so hopefully you can see that. Can you see your profile there, Penelope? I I think your profile's there. Can you see it? Yeah.
You know what to say.
Yep, amazing. I just love technology because I can't see you guys when I do these audits. I'm just out here like rogue trying to figure it out. So first and foremost, what you've just told me, as a lot of people have said in the comment, is actually really powerful. Someone was like, don't worry, Penelope, your story is amazing. Like, don't worry about selling. And I agree with that. I think your story is very, very cool. What I would say though about your positioning is you don't really have a position. You have AI educator, helping beginners and neurodiverse learners master GP, weekly gen AI trainer, creator of Soul Read and Custom GP Club. So like you're presenting, and I mean this in the most respectful way, you're presenting like one of those dudes that you see on a dating profile who's like a DJ, a model, a real estate investor, a tech founder, like basically like I'm not saying this about you, but of them, they're like screaming, I live with my parents. which is not what we want your LinkedIn profile to say. We want it to say like, I am a badass motherfucking bitch in this particular thing, right? So that's first and foremost. We need to get that going. I love your profile picture, by the way. Like that just screams, I've literally met you for 40 minutes. I love it. I'm like, she looks great. She looks fun. She looks professional. Want to meet her. She seems like a great person. We don't change this. But I do think there are certain things that you can change that will immediately make it easier for people to want to buy from you. And one of the things that I do say in the course, we have a whole module on it, is how to position your LinkedIn like a landing page. And the reason why I reference the word or words landing page is because most people treat their LinkedIn like a profile. And so that is why they will do things like add all of these things in there. You know, when you're looking at your about section, you just put everything and anything because you need people to really understand everything about you in order for you to actually make an impact, right? And what ends up happening is you put so much information in there, it's not clear. And in order for people to buy from you, you don't need to be clever. You do need to be clear. That's the only thing that matters. You need for them to land on your page and immediately understand exactly what it is that you do and therefore want to buy from you or not buy from you. And then no time is wasted. There's a few things that I would change. And I said to you before we jumped on, I would highly recommend getting that course. I'm sure we can work out the pre-sale price for you, which was like £19. It's 79 now, but you know, we're friends now. We'll sort it out for you. But I want you to skip everything and just watch the module on turning your profile into a landing page. There's a few simple things that it will go through. It will go through your banner. So your banner at the minute, your logo is front and center. I don't care about your logo if I'm a buyer. I really don't give a shit what your business is called. I care about what you're going to do for me. So I would have a statement there that really leans on the outcome that your business owner that you're trying to work with wants, right? So I help I help your employees learn how to use ChatGPT. Like it could be as simple as that. You don't have to be sexy with it. Sometimes that's literally what people want. Like, you know, same thing in your headline here. Like you help founders and their teams learn how to use ChatGPT to like increase productivity by X number of percent. Like, is there an average amount of percentage you could throw in there, a tangible outcome that you could throw in there? You know, there's a whole other thing as well, which is like you do audits of people's businesses. Is there a monetary amount that you're saving by doing that training and doing that auditing? So stick that in there, because then you are directly telling people who you work with, which is founders and small businesses. You're telling exactly what you do, which is train them on AI, and you're giving them the exact outcome that they want, which is to save money or boost productivity, right? So that is a pretty simple landing page statement, like audience, how you do it, like what you do, and then what the outcome is. And that's what I would do for your headline. Coming down to your about section, again, like there is just so much information here. I don't know where my eye should go. You really need to focus on what is the thing that people are buying from you. Like you've mentioned there, like quite a few very specific and also very needed services that you provide, which is you train people on how to use AI, a ChatGPT. You train people on how to, audit, or you do audits for companies to work out whether or not the content is the stuff that they're using is actually AI and whether or not they need it. And there was a third thing that you said you did, which I'm very sorry, but it's completely gone from my brain. But there doesn't, my brain doesn't immediately go there. What I actually go to is like all of the emojis, all of the like the list things. Like I don't know where my eye needs to focus. So you need to condense all of this. And a very, very simple way to do this is a very simple format, again, that I go through in the course in more detail, which is your about section should open with your origin story or a problem. And it needs to be a problem that your customer has. Alphabet soup is not a problem that your customer has, right? It sounds sexy, love it, but it's not what your customer has a problem with. Your customer has a problem with spending money on AI no one uses. Your customer has a problem with everyone has a ChatGPT license, but no one knows how to fucking prompt it properly, etc., etc., etc. What is the problem, or what is your origin story, right? Which actually we don't really get into until down here. So that's how you open it. The next thing that you need to do is provide a little bit of context. So, like, if you're going to make a big, bold statement, like your team don't know how to use ChatGPT and that's why everything that comes out of it is shit, which is a great opening statement and an outcome and a problem, right? You then need to give context to that. So, what is the context of that statement? Is it that everyone thinks they know how to, there's a great quote that I once heard, and I'd love a thumbs up from anyone who's heard this statement before. It was a presentation this guy was giving, and it was about data, but the truth of AI is exactly the same. He said, data is like teenage sex. Everyone thinks they know how to do it, but no one does it right. And AI is exactly the same, right? It's like teenage sex. Everyone thinks they know how to do it, but no one knows how to do it right. You could have that as your opening statement, which I know is a little bit cheeky, but bloody hell will it get to people's attention. And that also you can then gives you like a feed to be able to give context. So you're like, companies spend all of this money, blah, 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 blah. And then you go into what you do. So you train teams, you audit this, you do this, you do this. Then you add your social proof. I've worked with this company, this company, this company, this company. I've also been featured on, because I don't see that until I have to scroll down, BBC, ITV, and The Times, doing these things. If you're a company that doesn't know what to do with ChatGPT, but knows they need to know how to use AI to continue to operate, email is best. Here's my email. That's it. And to be honest, you could fit all of that in probably that amount of space, which means that someone's going to be able to read that in seconds and decide, Penelope, whether or not they want to work with you, which is what we want them to do. Because if they cannot decide immediately that they want to work with you, you've lost them already. Like, I love you. This could be your post. Don't need to know your motto. I don't need to know, all of these, like every single element of what you do in your business. I just need to know the top line 3 things that you sell. That's it. I need to be able to look at your about section and be like, oh, she can help me, or actually, no, she's not what I'm looking for. Really, really important. The one thing I'd say that you've done really well is like including your email address here. The way I would frame this though is a little bit different. So I wouldn't say message me here or email me to book a discovery call. I would just say, like, ask the question. Like, if you're ready to like unfuck your AI, or like whatever it is, not less scary, because again, that's not the outcome. Founders don't care about AI being scary. They care about how to use it, right? So if you're ready to learn, and your teams learn how to use AI properly, email is best. Email me, full stop. No discovery call, no nothing. Just like an active statement. Do this. One of the reasons why you'll see buttons like this, it says connect, follow back, is because people only take action when they're actively told to. And that's why when you go on landing pages, they'll be like, buy now, access now, sign up now, because that active language encourages us to make that step. So if you're saying you can DM me or you can email me, it's too passive. You're not going to get any people emailing you or DMing you because you haven't told them what to do. You haven't told them the next step to take. So that's really, really important. Next bit down is your top skills and your services. You've just told me that you are an expert in AI, but there is not one thing on your service list that says that. All of it is in, sorry, go on.
You can't, it isn't there as an option to add it.
So remove it.
Okay.
Take it out. Take the whole services bit out. If you cannot really hone down, this is what I do, remove it. The services page, I think, is one of the biggest wastes of time on a LinkedIn profile, because to your point, all of us do random niche stuff, right? It's not, we don't do one linear job that really nicely, neatly fits into marketing consultant. You're potentially a marketing consultant, but you're an AI expert, and that's why you're a consultant, right? So get rid of it completely. Also, I'd say that you haven't really had a huge amount of service requests from here, and the ones that you have had have probably been rubbish. So that would be my suggestion. Top skills here, like I would focus on ChatGPT. Like really, really focus. Like, you don't need to put project management on there. Like that, like just really all of it needs to be ChatGPT AI. Where we get rid of your services page is where you can have some fun, right? So on your featured section, you currently have your best performing post, which is lovely. We love to see your gorgeous face, but grossly underutilized part of your profile. Again, I cover this in how to build your personal brand on LinkedIn, of how to use your featured section like a landing page, like a banner. So if you see mine, I pin these two things. So this is essentially a button. So when I click that, that takes you to this live, right? It makes you sign up. When I click the other one, it's going to take you to my newsletter page. I'm not wasting that space. I'm not adding my post there. You can already see my posts here. I don't need to see them again. I'm using that as a way to convert people. So if you've got an email newsletter, or maybe even for you, you could put 2 case studies there and link them to the actual case studies on your website. You could create a downloadable, like, like one of the things that we love talking about, or I love talking about, is lead magnets. Lead magnets have been such a massive part of our business in getting people into our funnels, into our newsletter, into our like potential client lists. And the easiest way to do that is through a lead magnet. And like, this is a lead magnet. This weekly live that I do is a lead magnet. And potentially you could even think about, like, could you do a weekly show where you kind of show people the basics of ChatGPT? Could you do a monthly masterclass, which is a free thing? It's 30 minutes, it's 45 minutes. 30 minutes of it is like a little bit of education, 50 minutes of it is a hard sell to your services. Like, have a think about how you can funnel people in to be a lead, because to your point, you don't like selling, but actually you're really great at what you do, and that sells itself. You just need to give yourself the platform to be able to do that. So don't make it harder for yourself by thinking that you need to be phone bashing. Like, obviously you need to speak to people. You're very good with people. Like, as soon as you jumped on the call, everyone was like, this woman's amazing, and I thought the same thing. But don't make it harder for yourself by thinking you need to overcomplicate a lot of this stuff. Like, you're the AI queen. You could probably use AI to help you come up with that lead magnet. Like, is it a list of prompts? Is it like every prompt you need in your business for ChatGPT? You could create that document as a download and charge people £49 for it. That constantly be the thing that you promote on LinkedIn. That then gives you leads that you can then call and be like, hey, would you like training?
So I did make that. It is out there. I just don't promote it, which sounds stupid. But the other thing that I thought was, well, while I am doing it because I've already lined it up, I'm going to interview all my past students on YouTube, like on Zoom, and then I upload it to YouTube and then share it to LinkedIn, to say what they learned during the training and then how they've implemented it in their business going forward.
Amazing.
Because I thought then I'm not really selling, but I'm showcasing what I've taught.
100%. Like, and you can get those videos, use them on your website, use them everywhere. One thing I would say though is, like, don't be afraid to like talk about what you've worked on. So I started working with this business, they worked in finance. Within 30 days of me training their team on how to use ChatGPT, they did this. I love working with companies like this. If you're a business who's currently trying to grow in an AI world and you don't know how the fuck to use ChatGPT, I don't think you swear, Penelope, so you can take the fuck out.
I do.
Email me. I'm taking on new clients in the new year. Like that will get you leads. It won't get you loads of engagement, but that will get you leads. Also, promote the hell out of your lead magnet. Are you charging for that lead magnet?
I charged, I think it's £37.
Perfect. When you come off now, put that link in here. Come and join us in the Discord channel. Tell everyone about it. Everyone on this call probably needs help with ChatGPT. Like, everyone. And I really do mean that. We could all do with some support, particularly if you're someone who's building a brand, wants to know how to like build your own GPT to help you create content, like all of the things, which is something I cover again in the course. You can critique that. You can go to the AI bit and be like, oh my God, I wish she'd said this, right? But a lot of people need help with that. And so you should be promoting that at every single opportunity. And one of the ways that we do it with my content is every time we post, we just have a little call to action that just goes, I've got this thing, here is the link. And then we get sign-ups basically every single time I post to that thing that then feeds into my funnel. So it sounds overly complicated, but it's really not. It's like, get your positioning right, optimize your profile about that, get the course to go through that checklist and that step, and then use that lead magnet that you already have and promote the hell out of it. Because that's what's going to feed the leads for you.
Okay, thank you so much. That's been
Do you
so
have any other
helpful.
questions? Was that helpful?
It's not a question, but I saw one of your posts a few weeks ago, and you said the worst thing I ever did was I was interviewed in my gym kit, and I was like, oh
I'm
my,
in my gym kit, baby.
I was like, I can't be on like Instagram on all the time. Like, and then was it yesterday I saw the one with the patches under your eyes, and I was like, oh, thank God for that. Like, I literally just I can't be on all the time. I actually hate wearing makeup. So, and then I was like, oh, so I was a bit confused. So did you mean just an actual formal interview?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
So I think like there's a couple of things here. Like so that interview, actually I did a podcast with them last week or this week as well. Business Insider. So if you want to go see me looking like a sweaty mess, you are more than welcome to go onto Business Insider and find my interview. What I meant by that post, and I think I said it in the post, was that I was told this was going to go on YouTube, but I didn't really fully understand that it was like a proper formal interview. I just thought it was going to be like a Zoom call and they were going to take snippets of it and put them on. I don't know what I thought, but I wasn't prepared. And that was one of the biggest personal branding mistakes for me, was like being underprepared for that interview. If I'd known and actually thought about it, I would have turned up like this, which is like my camera's perfect. I'm still wearing gym gear, but I'm not sweaty. I haven't just come back from the gym. I've had time to like do my like, you know what I mean? I look like I fit on that platform, which is Business Insider. It's a completely, I'm business leader, sorry. It's a very formal platform, so that makes sense. When I'm on my Instagram, Penelope, I am a hot mess because I'm trying to attract other business owners just like you, who are also a hot mess 99% of the time, because running a business is messy. Like, I don't have time to get dressed most mornings. I didn't have a shower yesterday until 3 p.m. because I was on back-to-back calls. That's reality. And you can judge me for it, but that's my reality. And that is what I want to share on Instagram. And the reason why that fits on Instagram for me is because it's a different side. Like, it's not different. It's just it's a different side, if that makes sense. So on LinkedIn, I'm a bit more professional, a bit more outward facing, a bit more polished. But like, come to my Instagram, besties. Like, let's hang out in my layer. Like, that's how I want it to be. And I want people to feel like they can connect with me in a different way. It's almost like, you know, have you ever been to your friend's work? Like, the way that they are at work is very different. And like we all, the way you are at work is very different to who you are as a person. And not necessarily because you're different people. It's just that you have different layers, right? So business is my work, like LinkedIn's my work, Amelia, and then LinkedIn and Instagram is like my we're friends, Amelia.
Okay, cool.
So don't be
Taking
afraid not to
the
wear makeup on your gym gear because I'm in mine.
That's why on. It's like, oh my God, she's going to tell me I'm not presenting my brand.
Never. I think there is intention that needs to go into it, right? So if like I intentionally am wearing this because I want to give off a relaxed vibe, right? Like I'm not the reason why I regretted the business leader interview was because it wasn't intentional. Like, and going back to what I was saying about prepared, I hadn't thought about it, which is what I regretted. When I think about it, I'm like, of course I'm going to show up in the Instagram video with my eye patches after doing the school run, because like that is who I'm trying to speak to. I'm trying to speak to that person. So of course I would show up like that. If you're trying to speak to people who are worth £5 million about how to build their personal brand on LinkedIn and why it's really important for them, and you show up in your gym gear, it's like it's not really giving like I'm an authority in that world. So that's probably why I regretted it. Some Nigel just said LinkedIn is business at the front and IG is party at the back. Couldn't relate harder. Come join the party. If you don't follow me on Instagram, come. It's the most unhinged place I've ever built my personal brand, but it's so fun. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite channel. Penelope, thank you so much for coming on Branded Live. Please, everyone, go and give Penelope the love. Download her amazing lead magnet that she's got with all the prompts that you need to build and use AI in your business, most specifically ChatGPT. I absolutely love ChatGPT. I have a luxury travel consultant ChatGPT. I have a barrister ChatGPT. I have a content creation ChatGPT. I have a TikTok script writing ChatGPT, a newsletter ChatGPT. I have every single thing on ChatGPT. There is not a single GPT that I haven't built. It is the best platform. I absolutely love it. So if you don't know how to use it, go and find Penelope, get her lead magnet, go and speak to her, get her to train you, because she is too good at what she does to be worrying about sales. That is it for today, guys. It went so well. If this was your first time, did you enjoy it? We love a little feedback loop. Give us some love. If there's any topics you want us to specifically discuss or cover, let us know. As always, this is your show, your lunch, your morning, your wherever you're joining us from today. This is your show. We want to make sure that we are centering everything that we're talking about around your needs and what you're trying to do. And if you have the time, if you have the energy left after this caffeinated display, I'm going to be live on the Discord channel for the next 30 minutes, answering all of your burning questions and giving as much advice and help as I possibly can. And with our beautiful community, we're like nearly 300 members in there now, which is really, really exciting. There are other people who probably have the answers to some of your questions that I don't too. So if you haven't got the course already, go and buy the How to Build Your Personal Brand on LinkedIn course, grab the link to Discord, come and join us live, and I will see you there in just a minute, guys. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous rest of your week. Bye-bye.